Ronaldo is going to do much for them, but I think the rest of the team around him is absolutely elite. Um,
So now that we know the field, who would you say stand out as the favorites, and who do you trust that's not a favorite to make a deep run?
man, I think the favorites are always gonna kind of be the classic picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Spain look legit. France are gonna be good. I think even though Brazil have a lot of kind of uncertainty heading into it, but I think they're gonna be good. I think Argentina are gonna be good. I think England are gonna be good. I'm not making any bold claims here. I have Portugal winning it.
Ooh,
Um,
why do you think that?
I don't think Ronaldo is going to do much for them, but I think the rest of the team around him is absolutely elite. Just their midfield is scary. I think their back line is better than it's been maybe in a decade, and I think Bruno Fernandes is quietly one of the top 5 players in the world. I think he's one of the best, maybe the best player in the Premier League this year. He's close to setting the single season Premier League assist record.
Yeah.
And so I think he's going to be like a golden ball type player at the World Cup. And I also think just with the expanded format and the way that the round of 32 is going to work, I think they could potentially have a pretty easy path through. I have them projected to play against Congo in the round of 32
Ooh.
and Turkey in the round of 16, which will be tough, but I think manageable.
Mm-hmm.
And then Argentina in the quarterfinals. I just don't think this is the same Argentina team that we saw in 2022. And then once you get to the semifinals, anybody can win it. So
Yep.
I'm pretty high on Portugal, but I'm also probably going to revise my predictions 6 times before that tournament actually kicks
Aren't we
off.
all?
Right. as once these injuries start piling up at the end of the European seasons, it's going to be a different ball game.
Yeah. Do you have a team that you don't think is a favorite that could make a deep run?
I just mentioned Turkey. I think they're tough to play against. And I'm biased. I used to live in Turkey for a while, so
Ooh.
I always kind of hope that they go far. I think Japan is going to be really interesting to watch. I love the way that they play. They're looking at a potential round of 16 matchup with Brazil, which could be tough for them,
That
but
would be a
I
great
think they
game.
could. It'll be a great game, and I could totally see them taking down Netherlands or a Belgium or a team like that, and so I would not be shocked if they go on a run. They're one of the teams that I'm most excited to watch this tournament,
Absolutely, same here. Japan's gonna be like how they played against England last international break. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed
and
that performance.
they're so tactically they're fantastic. Every player on the team is so technically sound, and so yeah. Even if they don't go far, I'm probably most excited to watch Japan of any team in the World Cup.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. So, quick thoughts on the USMNT and where things stand after the Ajimov injury over the Easter break.
Ajman injury sucks. Just for the player, obviously.
Hmm.
Missing a World Cup is brutal, but missing a World Cup in your home country has to be that. I can't imagine how hard that is for him. So yeah, really sad to see that, and I think it hurts the U.S. because there's not another target striker who's close to that level. I think you have guys like Haji Wright and Ricardo Pepi who will probably almost guaranteed to be in the roster, and neither of them can do the same kind of hold up play that he does.
Yeah.
Even when Ajimang isn't scoring, he's opening space for other players, and so I think that's a super valuable thing to have on the roster. And I think his injury means that they're just not going to have a player like that.
Mm.
Overall, I think this is the pool hasn't really evolved from 2022. I think we have the same kind of issues and weaknesses that we had in 2022. I think maybe other than Weston McKennie and Anthony Robinson, I'm not sure that you can say that any player, any of the main projected players who are going to start are clearly better than they were in 22. I guess Chris Richards, he's definitely taken a step forward, but the rest of them Gio Reyna is kind of in the same boat that he was.
Hmm.
Tim Ream definitely taken a step back. Serginho Dest, same boat that he was in 2022. He's actually injured, so who knows if he's going to even have the same impact. Tyler Adams, I think he's shown that he can play at a high level in the Premier League, but he's still dealing with the same injury issues and kind of the questions of if he'll be able to impact the team. Goalkeeper is still a question mark. Yunus Musa has completely fallen off, and I don't think he's even going to be in the roster. He was a starter for the team last year. Tim Way is kind of in the same boat that he was last year.
Mhm.
Like, I think the narrative in 2022 was like, yeah, this team is okay now. They're all super young. Just imagine where they'll be in 4 years when they've gotten even better. And I don't think any of them have really gotten better at the level that we expected. So yeah, I think this is probably a team. I think they'll probably win the group, make it through the round of 32. They might win a round of 16 game, and then I just don't see them getting past the quarterfinals, which is kind of where the bar has always been for this team. And it's a shame. I was hoping that they would just be in a much better place than they are, but
Yeah.
I think they're fine.